I woke up to the smell of coffee and the faint sound of Sarah humming in the kitchen. "Morning," I called from the bedroom, my voice still rough from sleep. "Morning, sleepyhead," she replied, her tone light, cheerful. I smiled, imagining her soft face in the morning light. It was these small moments I loved. Simple, unpretentious, perfect. "Did you sleep well?" she asked, placing the cup on my nightstand. "Yeah, better than usual," I admitted, taking a sip. "You make the mornings better." She laughed softly. "Flattery will get you everywhere, you know that." I chuckled, pulling the blanket tighter around me. "I'm serious. You make life feel easier." "You always say the sweetest things," she said, brushing her hair behind her ear. Then, almost shyly, she added, "I guess I'm lucky too." Those words warmed me, and for a moment, nothing else mattered. Our days usually started like this: coffee, small talk, teasing, laughter. Then she'd leave for work, and I'd head to my own routine, checking in with Ayan over texts. "Hey man, how's the love life?" Ayan's message popped up on my phone while I sat at the kitchen table. "Better than ever," I typed back. "Mornings like this are, I don't know, perfect." "Don't let her trick you," Ayan replied instantly. "Women have secrets." I frowned, shaking my head. "You've been watching too many movies." "Just saying," he sent with a winking emoji. "Keep your eyes open." I laughed, but a tiny part of me felt a flicker of unease. A flicker I quickly pushed aside. Sarah was honest, wasn't she? Later, during breakfast, she hesitated before telling me about her day. "I might have to stay late at work," she said almost reluctantly. "Again?" I asked, trying to hide the disappointment in my voice. "Yeah, you know, a lot of deadlines," she shrugged. "Nothing serious." "Okay, if you say so," I murmured, noticing the way she avoided eye contact. I remembered Ayan's warning and couldn't help but wonder. But when she smiled and touched my hand lightly, all suspicion melted away. I wanted to believe in her honesty completely. "Hey, are you really okay?" I asked quietly, watching her sip her coffee. "I'm fine," she said, but her voice carried a hint of strain I couldn't place. I let it slide, pretending I hadn't noticed. Later that evening, while we sat on the couch watching a show, her phone buzzed. She glanced at it quickly, smiling briefly before locking the screen. "Someone texting?" I asked casually. Just work stuff," she said a little too quickly. "Nothing important." "Okay," I nodded, but my stomach twisted slightly. Something about that smile felt off. I tried to shake it off, telling myself I was imagining things. But the thought lingered, like a shadow I couldn't quite chase away. Ayan called that night. "You seem quiet. Everything all right?" "Yeah, just tired," I replied, glancing at Sarah, who was scrolling through her phone. "Don't let her mess with your head," he said, his voice firm, protective. "You trust her, but don't be blind." "I know," I said, even though a nagging doubt had settled in my chest. "Promise me you'll keep your guard up," Ayan said. "I don't like this feeling." "I promise," I replied, more to reassure him than myself. After we hung up, Sarah came over and rested her head on my shoulder. "You seem distant tonight," she whispered. "Just thinking about work stuff," I said, holding her close. Her warmth reassured me, yet that tiny flicker of doubt remained. "I love you," she said softly, and I held her hand tightly, letting my heart drown out the unease. I wanted to believe every word. I wanted to believe that what we had was perfect, unshakable. But later, when I saw a brief message pop up on her phone from someone named Rayhan, a chill ran down my spine. It disappeared as quickly as it came, like I hadn't seen it at all. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I told myself it was nothing, just an old friend. Still, a quiet part of me wondered, was our perfect life just an illusion? "Hey, can I talk to you about something?" Sarah's voice trembled slightly as we sat on the couch that evening. "Of course," I said, smiling gently. "What's up?" She hesitated, twisting the edge of her sweater. "It's about Rayhan. He messaged me today." My heart skipped a beat. "Rayhan? Your ex?" I tried to keep my voice steady. "Yeah," she admitted, avoiding my gaze. "I don't know, I just felt like talking about it." "What do you mean, talking about it?" I asked cautiously. She sighed, her eyes distant. "We had memories. Happy ones. And I guess I needed someone to listen. I just wanted to share. Not like it matters, I mean." "Wait. You mean you wanted me to listen to your past relationship?" I asked, trying to stay calm. "Why not just keep it to yourself?" "I don't know, I just needed sympathy, okay?" she said softly, almost pleading. "You always know how to understand me." I nodded slowly. "All right. I get it. But don't you think it's strange to bring him up now?" She shrugged. "I guess I just miss someone to talk to." You don't get it because it wasn't your past. I swallowed hard, trying to hide my unease. I'm listening, Sarah. I'm here for you. She smiled faintly. Thank you, it means a lot. Later that night, after she went to bed, I texted Ayan. Man, I don't know. Sarah's talking about Rayhan, her ex, feels weird. Weird how? Ayan replied almost immediately. She wants me to feel sorry for him. Or her. Or something. I don't know. I feel uneasy. That doesn't sound good. You've got to keep your eyes open. I trust her. I want to trust her. But you're already feeling it. That's enough. Just don't let it eat at you. I put my phone down and tried to sleep, but the thought kept returning. Why now? Why Rayhan? The next day, I noticed her phone buzzing constantly. She left it on the table once while making coffee. A message from Rayhan flashed on the screen, brief and casual. Missed our talks. I felt a pang in my chest. I wanted to ignore it. I wanted to trust her. But the flicker of doubt refused to die. Sarah, can we talk? I asked later when she returned. About? She replied, feigning innocence. Your text with Rayhan? I said slowly, trying to control my tone. I saw the message this morning. Her eyes widened slightly, then she smiled softly. Oh, it's nothing really. Just a casual chat. Don't read too much into it. Casual chat? I repeated. You just told me you wanted sympathy about him. Now you're texting him secretly? It's not like that, she said, her voice rising. You're making it sound worse than it is. I'm not making it sound worse. I'm telling you what I feel. I snapped, feeling my chest tighten. Do you think I'm blind? She took a step back, looking hurt. I can't believe you're accusing me like this. I trusted you. You trusted me? I asked, my voice breaking. You're the one hiding messages. She shook her head slowly. No, I'm telling the truth. You just can't handle a little honesty. I felt my throat tighten. A little honesty? You mean manipulating my feelings for sympathy? She looked at me with wide, almost pleading eyes. I didn't manipulate you. I just needed someone to listen. I ran my hands through my hair. I can't do this right now. I don't know if I can trust you. She grabbed my arm. Please don't do this. I was vulnerable. I shook her off gently but firmly. And I was vulnerable too. Doesn't that matter? She didn't answer. The silence was heavier than any argument. I felt my heart crack in ways I didn't think were possible. After she left the room, I called Ayan. My voice was low, trembling. I don't know what to do. She made me feel guilty for confronting her. And I can't stop thinking about it. Ayan's voice was calm but firm. You're not crazy, man. You're realizing something important. She's using your feelings. And you need to protect yourself. I know, I whispered, trying to hold back tears. But I love her. I don't want to believe she's this. I get it. But sometimes love isn't enough. You have to see people clearly, not how you want them to be. We stayed on the call for a while. Ayan reminded me to trust my instincts, not her manipulations. That night, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, feeling hollow. The warmth I'd felt with Sarah the week before was gone. In its place was a bitter realization. I had been played and I hadn't even noticed. A tiny spark flickered in my chest, something unfamiliar, a seed of revenge. Not yet formed, not yet acted on, but present. I didn't know how it would grow, but I felt it there, waiting. Sarah slept beside me, unaware. I stared at her silhouette and whispered into the dark, I'll remember this. And one day you'll see. I didn't answer Sarah's messages that day. Not because I wanted to hurt her, but because I needed space. Space to think, to breathe, to stop feeling like my own heart was a hostage. My phone buzzed. I almost ignored it, but Ayan's name flashed across the screen. Hey, I said as soon as I answered. Finally, he replied, voice sharp but concerned. Where have you been? You're not answering anyone. I needed time, I admitted. I don't even know if I can talk to her right now. You mean Sarah? His tone softened. I figured. Man, I saw it coming. That girl. I trusted her, Ayan, I said, my voice tight. I really trusted her. And she used that trust against me. Used it? How? She told me about Rayhan like she wanted my sympathy. And then she's secretly texting him again. I confronted her and she made it my fault. Made me feel guilty for even noticing. Silence on the other side. Then he said slowly, that's messed up. Really messed up. Yeah, I muttered, staring at the ceiling. I don't even know how to feel anymore. Angry, hurt, everything. Let it out, he said. Talk to me. Don't keep it in. I ran my hands through my hair. I feel stupid. I love her, Ayan. I've never felt this strongly for anyone. And now I feel like I'm walking on broken glass every time she smiles at me. You're not stupid, he said firmly. You just misread things. She manipulated you. That's on her, not you. I know, I said, but my chest still ached. I can't stop thinking about it. The way she looked at me after I confronted her like I was the bad guy. Ayan's voice softened. Sometimes people can't handle the truth. Doesn't mean it's your fault. It's her weakness, not yours. I let out a shaky laugh. Weakness. Yeah, maybe. But it hurts. It really hurts. I get it, he said. But pain teaches you, right? You're stronger than you think. Trust me. I don't feel strong, I whispered. I feel broken. You're not broken, Ayan said quickly. You're learning. You're waking up. And you're not alone. I'm here. Always. For the first time in hours, I felt a little relief. Thanks, man. Really. You have no idea how much this means. You're my friend, he said simply. And friends don't let friends drown in someone else's games. I laughed softly, shaking my head. Drowning, yeah, feels like that sometimes. Then come up for air, he said. Talk to me. Really talk. What else is going on in your head? I hesitated, then began to confess things I'd never said aloud. I think I've been blind to a lot. I always wanted to see the best in people, especially her. I didn't think someone I loved could be capable of this. This meaning? Manipulation. Emotional games. Using my feelings against me. I feel like I'm losing myself. Then hold on to what's real, he said. Your feelings. Your morals. Don't let her make you forget who you are. I'm scared, Ayan, I admitted. Scared I'll lose control. That I'll respond the wrong way. That I'll hurt someone, or get hurt even worse. Then think before you act, he said firmly. You've got a brain, a heart, and a conscience. Use them. Don't just react. I guess you're right, I said, letting out a sigh. But it's hard. Every time she smiles or says something small, I feel like I'm back at square one. That's your weakness talking, he said. Not hers. She can't control you unless you let her. And right now you're letting her. I stayed silent for a while, listening to his voice. It was calm, steady, like a lifeline. You make it sound so simple, I said finally. It's not simple, he said. It's hard. But it's doable. You're stronger than this pain. And when you realize that, you'll see her the way she really is. Not the way you want her to be. I swallowed. I want to be fair. I don't want to hate her. I don't know what I feel. That's okay, Ayan said. Feel it. Let it burn. Then decide. Don't let her manipulate your heart anymore. I nodded silently, imagining him sitting across from me, arms crossed, eyes steady. I felt a bond strengthening between us. Something deeper than friendship, though I didn't say it aloud. After a while, I asked quietly, do you think if I stay calm, maybe she'll come to me for sympathy again? Ayan chuckled softly. Maybe. And then you decide. Are you going to fall for it again, or are you going to show her what it feels like? I paused, heart thumping. Show her what it feels like? Yeah, he said. Let her feel the consequences of her own games. Carefully. Strategically. You don't have to be cruel, just aware. I stayed quiet, the seed of an idea forming in my chest. The thought was both terrifying and exhilarating. For the first time, I felt a flicker of control. Thanks, Ayan, I said finally, my voice firmer than before. I think I needed this. Needed someone to remind me who I really am. You got it, man. Always. I hung up, staring at the ceiling. My trust in Sarah was broken, but for the first time since discovering her betrayal, I didn't feel helpless. I clenched my fist. I'll remember this, I whispered to myself. And next time I won't be the one getting hurt. I watched Sarah's texts carefully that evening, pretending not to notice while I sat with Ayan in the cafe. She thought I was still hurt, distant, broken, but really I was planning. You okay? Ayan asked, noticing my quiet. Yeah, just thinking, I said casually, sipping my coffee. About life, really? Life, huh? He raised an eyebrow. Sounds serious. It is, I admitted. Sometimes I wonder, people say they care, but do they really? Or do they just want what benefits them? Ayan leaned back, curious. What do you mean? I mean, sometimes people manipulate feelings, I said carefully, watching him closely. They use sympathy, guilt, affection to get what they want. Ever felt that? Yeah, he said slowly. But it's tricky. Some people don't even realize they're doing it. Others know exactly what they're doing. I nodded, letting the words settle between us. Exactly. And I realized I've been on the receiving end for a while. He glanced at me, his eyes steady. And now I want to turn it around. Not cruelly, not recklessly, but strategically. Make her see what it feels like. Ayan smiled faintly, approvingly. So you're going tactical. I like it. I smirked. Tactical, yes. Psychological, controlled. I give her sympathy when I need to, not when she wants me to. Show her that emotions aren't toys. He chuckled. That's imagine. Not cold. Necessary, I corrected. She needs to learn boundaries. And I need to reclaim my control. I won't let Rayhan or her games manipulate me anymore. Good, he said firmly. Keep your head though. Don't get lost in this game yourself. I won't, I promised. I've been thinking about timing, reactions, her expressions, even subtle things. She's already on edge. I can see it in her texts. She's testing me too without knowing I'm aware. Ayan leaned forward. You sound confident. Different from before. I feel different, I admitted. I used to be naive, trusting. Now I'm aware. Every word, every glance, every message, they all have weight. Careful, man, he said softly. Once you start playing these games, lines blur. Revenge can feel satisfying, but it can also burn you. I know, I said quietly. That's why I'm not reckless. I want control, awareness, emotional balance. I want to test her reactions without letting her know I'm testing her. Ayan nodded. Makes sense. You're learning fast. I smiled faintly. Thanks. And I'm also thinking about us. Ayan raised an eyebrow. Us. I hesitated, then decided to be honest. Us. Our bond. You've been there when I needed someone the most. Listening, supporting more than just a friend. And I feel I don't know, something more. I trust you in ways I haven't trusted anyone else. Ayan's eyes softened. I felt it too. But I didn't want to overstep. You haven't, I said, smiling. It's just timing, I guess. And circumstances. But I want you to know your support matters. More than you realize. He smiled faintly. Glad to hear that. We sat in comfortable silence for a few moments, and I felt a quiet strength building inside me. This wasn't just about Sarah anymore, it was about me. My emotions, my boundaries, my choices. Later that night, Sarah texted me. Can we talk? I'm feeling upset. I stared at it for a moment, letting the words linger. My first instinct wasn't to respond immediately. My second instinct wasn't to rush into sympathy. I paused, calculating. I typed back carefully. I can listen. But let's be honest this time. Her reply was almost instant. I might just feel lost. Rayhan upset me today. I smiled faintly, holding back a surge of satisfaction. She wanted sympathy like she always did, but now I controlled the situation. See, I whispered to myself. You want me to feel for you, now you see what it feels like to wait, to wonder, to not control me. I shared a brief message with Ayan. It's working. She's reacting differently now. Good, he replied. Keep it careful. Don't slip. I nodded, my heart steady. I won't. Over the next few days, I mirrored her tactics subtly, small gestures of understanding, sympathy when it suited me, silence when she expected responses. Each reaction of hers fed my awareness. She was flustered. Her control slipping. I could see it in the timing of her texts, the hesitant wording, the pauses between messages. And Rayhan's influence faded. She mentioned him less, her attention shifting subtly toward me again. Not fully, but enough for me to notice. I didn't let my ego take over. I stayed calm, deliberate, strategic. Ayan noticed. You're different now. Calm, confident. And she notices. That's power, my friend. I know, I said quietly. It feels right. I'm not being cruel. I'm being aware. Testing boundaries, asserting myself emotionally balanced. He smiled. Exactly. Just be careful with your heart too. I will, I promised. I'm learning to protect it while still staying human. Compassionate. But not blind. That night, I stared at Sarah's last message. I don't know what I'd do without you. I smiled faintly. Now you know, I whispered. Now you know how it feels. I didn't respond immediately. I waited. I controlled my timing. I controlled my emotions. And for the first time since the betrayal, I felt powerful. I hadn't expected it to happen so quickly, yet the cracks in Sarah's carefully built facade were everywhere. You're not going to believe what I heard today, Ayan said when we met for coffee, his voice low but amused. What? I asked, leaning in. Her best friend mentioned she was lying about meeting Rayhan for work reasons. Everyone's noticing inconsistencies. I frowned but didn't feel triumph yet. So people are realizing what she's doing? Yep, he said. Her own stories are catching up with her. Even Rayhan seems annoyed. Really? I asked, curious. I mean, I haven't spoken to him, but how do you know? He complained in a group chat, Ayan said. Said she's overreacting, sending mixed signals, keeping him on edge. He's losing patience. I smiled faintly. Karma's moving faster than I expected. Yeah, Ayan said, I serious. But remember, stay composed. Don't get dragged in emotionally. Let it happen naturally. I'm learning, I said, sipping my coffee. I feel stronger. Like I can watch it all unfold without getting consumed. Later I ran into Sarah at the park. She smiled nervously, almost trying to mask her panic. Hey, she said softly. Can we talk? I hesitated, then nodded. Sure. But let's be honest this time. Her eyes darted around, searching for words. I didn't mean for things to go this far. I didn't think anyone would notice. It was just a mistake. A stupid mistake. I see, I said quietly, keeping my tone calm. People are noticing, Sarah. Friends, family, even Rayhan. And yet, you didn't stop yourself. I know, she whispered, looking down. I thought I could control it all. And now? I asked, studying her. Now I feel regret, she admitted. Her voice trembled. I didn't realize how much I was hurting people, you mostly. I thought I was just navigating my feelings, but I see now I was selfish. I stayed silent, letting the weight of her words sink in. She looked shaken, vulnerable in a way I hadn't seen before. I don't know what to say, she murmured, eyes glistening. I wish I could take it all back. I nodded slowly. I know. But actions have consequences, Sarah. You need to face them. Not just apologize, but accept them. She nodded, swallowing hard. I'm trying. I really am. I didn't respond further. Instead, I let her feel the quiet tension, the distance I'd learned to maintain. It wasn't cruelty, I was simply allowing her to confront the outcome of her choices. Later that evening, I received a message from Ayan. She's reaching out again? I typed back. Yes. She's realizing I'm not an emotional crutch anymore. It's satisfying to watch her understand her own impact. Good. Keep composed. You're stronger now. Don't let her emotions pull you back in. I smiled faintly. I won't. A few days later, Rayhan's frustration became apparent. He messaged her, asking why she was inconsistent, why she kept him guessing, why she kept trying to involve me indirectly. I overheard her voice over the phone, strained, defensive. I didn't mean it, I was confused, His reply was curt. I'm done with guessing games. Figure your own life out. And just like that, the secondary antagonist's influence faded. I felt no triumph, no gloating, just quiet satisfaction. The chaos she created was slowly untangling, and I didn't need to do a thing. Ayan noticed the change in me when we met again. You're calm, he said. Composed. You're seeing everything clearly now. No anger clouding your judgment. I feel wiser, I admitted. Betrayal hurt me, but it also taught me something important. Control over my own heart. Awareness. Strategy. Patience. That's good, he said, smiling. You're maturing. And you're not letting anyone manipulate your feelings anymore. I've realized emotions are powerful, but they shouldn't be weapons. And yet, consequences are inevitable. Letting karma take its course, that's the real power. Ayan nodded. Exactly. You're learning to be strong, not reckless. That's what matters. I thought about Sarah. She was shaken, regretful, forced to face truth she couldn't manipulate away. And that was enough for me. I didn't need revenge. I had control, awareness, and peace of mind. When she reached out later, asking for advice on handling Rayhan's frustration, I replied carefully, measuredly. Be honest. Take responsibility. Don't try to manipulate anyone anymore. It won't help. Her reply was quiet, almost ashamed. I understand. Thank you. I smiled faintly. That was all I needed. She was beginning to face the consequences, learning what she had ignored before. And I didn't need to intervene further. That night I called Ayan. It's done, I think, I said, voice calm. She's realizing the impact of her actions. Rayhan's moved on. And I feel stronger than ever. Good, he said, genuinely pleased. You've come a long way. From heartbreak to awareness to strength. That's real growth. I feel like a different person, I admitted. I don't feel bitter, not really. I feel prepared. Ready. Emotionally mature. That's how it should feel, he said. You've learned and you're moving forward. Don't forget it. I won't, I said. I hung up and sat in the quiet of my room reflecting. Betrayal had been painful, manipulations cruel, but the lessons were invaluable. I was stronger, wiser, composed, and no one, not Sarah, not Rayhan, could take that from me. And for the first time since it all began, I felt at peace. I wasn't expecting Sarah to reach out again. After weeks of silence, the ping of my phone startled me. Her name flashed on the screen. Can we talk? I think I made mistakes. I need to explain. I stared at it for a long moment, my thumb hovering over the reply button. Part of me wanted to respond immediately, part of me wanted to ignore her completely. I finally typed back slowly, carefully, we can talk. But only honestly. No games. Minutes passed before she replied. I'll meet you tomorrow. I promise. Just 1 hour. Please. I looked at Ayan, who had been sitting beside me. She's reaching out, I said quietly. He raised an eyebrow. And what do you feel? Calm, I said, surprising even myself. Not hurt. Not angry. Just aware. I've learned a lot. Ayan nodded, smiling faintly. Good. Keep that calm. That's your power now. The next day, I met her at the park. The same park where she had confessed regret before. She looked nervous, her hands twisting a small scarf. Hi, she said softly. Thank you for meeting me. Hi, I said calmly, keeping my tone neutral. I hope you're here to be honest, Sarah. No manipulation, no games. She nodded quickly. I was wrong. About everything. About how I treated you, about how I handled Rayhan, about how I used your feelings. I noticed, I said simply. And people noticed too. Friends, family, Rayhan himself. Consequences aren't avoidable. She swallowed hard. I know. And I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I know, I said quietly. But intentions don't erase impact. You have to accept what you did and learn from it. Her eyes glistened. I'm trying. I really am. I don't know how to fix it, but I know I need to start being honest. Then start there, I said calmly. Honesty, accountability. That's your path forward. She looked down, ashamed. Do you think we can? I shook my head gently. No, Sarah. Not now. Maybe not ever. I've moved on. I've grown stronger. I can't go back to someone who treated my emotions like toys. Tears welled in her eyes. I understand. I wanted to try. I know, I said softly. And that's enough closure for both of us. Learn from it. That's the best way to honor what we had. She nodded slowly, seeming to grasp the gravity of the situation. Then she stood hesitant. Thank you for giving me a chance to speak honestly. I'll remember this. I hope you do, I said quietly. And I hope you respect the consequences of your actions. As she walked away, I felt a sense of calm I hadn't felt in months. No heartbreak, no lingering manipulation, just closure. Ayan's hand rested on my shoulder. See? You stayed composed. You didn't react emotionally. That's real strength. I feel different, I admitted. Stronger. Wiser. Not bitter. Not vengeful. Just at peace. He smiled, eyes soft. And someone else noticed it too. I glanced at him, puzzled. You, he said simply. I've been here through all of it. Watching you grow, supporting you. And I don't want to just be a friend anymore. My heart skipped. Ayan, I whispered. I care about you, he said, voice steady. I want to be with you. Fully. Not just as a friend. I felt this for a long time and I can't hide it anymore. I felt a warmth spread through me. I feel the same, I admitted, almost laughing softly in relief. I just didn't realize maybe I was too focused on healing. Then let's focus on us now, he said gently, taking my hand. No games, no lies. Just trust, loyalty, and love. I squeezed his hand. Yes, that's exactly what I want. For the first time in months, I felt a sense of completeness. Not because a betrayal had ended, but because I had grown through it. My emotions were no longer a battlefield. They were my compass. Ayan and I walked together, side by side, feeling the quiet peace of the evening. It's strange, I said softly. I never thought heartbreak could lead to this. It's only strange if you forget the lessons, he said. You grew stronger because of it. Not in spite of it. I nodded. You're right. Betrayal hurt, yes. But it also taught me patience, awareness, control. How to love without losing myself. How to face consequences without bitterness. And how to recognize real love when it's in front of you, he added, smiling. I laughed softly, the tension of months lifting. Exactly. Real love, not manipulation, not games, just trust and care. That's what matters. We sat on a bench, watching the sun dip below the horizon. The air was calm, the city quiet around us. I felt a sense of finality, a sense that the storm had passed. Do you ever think about Sarah? Ayan asked. Sometimes, I admitted. Not with anger, not with pain, just as a lesson. A reminder of what I've learned, how far I've come. She'll face her consequences. I've faced mine. And what about us? I smiled, squeezing his hand again. This us is the future. Trust, loyalty, emotional safety. Everything I've learned from betrayal is guiding me here. With you. He leaned closer. I'm glad you trust me. I'll never betray that. And I'll never betray you, I said firmly. Not with my heart, not with my trust. We've both learned the value of honesty and care. That's why this works. The city lights flickered on, reflecting in the water. I felt at peace. The heartbreak, the manipulation, the games, they had all shaped me, but they no longer controlled me. I had transformed. I whispered to myself quietly, like a vow, I am stronger. I am wiser. I am free. Ayan smiled beside me, understanding without words. We didn't need drama or declarations, just presence, trust, and shared calm. And in that moment, I realized the truth I had fought to grasp all along. Emotional strength isn't about revenge, control, or manipulation. It's about understanding, resilience, and the courage to move forward, while keeping your heart open to what's real. I looked at him and smiled, feeling the fullness of life again. Let's go, I said, standing. Where? He asked, laughing softly. Forward, I said simply. Always forward. And together we walked into the night, leaving heartbreak behind, carrying only growth, trust, and love.